Hello everyone, I am Ritesh Kumar Ravi, Assistant Professor. Dear students, today we are going to learn a program how to do or how to display the name, addresses, and the locations or any kind of informations about yourself using the basics of a printf statement. So this is a Turbo C++. We can use the Dev D C++ or any kind of compiler or the software to run our C programming. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to take a new program like this, and we have to save it as the name as save as at any location. So I prefer it as in a project, and what you can do it with the name is like a display location display, like display is more than sufficient, display dot cpp. So I'll just take the name of this one like a display, and you can see this display will be just printing over here, right? So projects inside that display dot c program is there. So first of all, we write the header files. Well, it is known as a header file, right? Header file. So in that, we can see over there header file. So what do you mean by header file, sir? Header file is actually a well-written collections of a functions file where each and every functions of the system is written in advance. For that, we need to include that header files. We are writing like has include and then studio.h, right? Studio.h. Dot h extensions for the this header file what we are talking about. Then after we have to also include another header file, and that header file is nothing but a conio.h for system related work, that how to make your system displayed and get the values internally. So after that, once you have added the header file, it requires a main function, right? Main function to call each and every functions inside the header file. So I'm going to write the main function program, and that is somewhat like int main. So I'll discuss it in the class of function in details, but right now you have to just make sure that it is like an int main, or somewhere if you don't want to return anything, you can put it as a void main. For the time being, I am putting it like as a void main since we are not going to return anything. But afterwards, the first thing that you want to make your screen clear. So we are going to like a clear. So the short form is CLR, SCR, clear screen, and accordingly we can see the voice as this one. So clear screen is for clearing all the background works when we are going to get the output, and accordingly we need also a get ch for holding the screens for our output. So these two things that is very mandatory, and the header file which is responsible for these two functions are none other than this conio.h. Fine, so there is not at all any issues for understanding. So these two functions, hope you remember that it is pertaining for under the header file of conio.h. It is pertaining under the header file of conio.h. These two functions, right? These are conio header file. I'm writing it a header file functions for the system related functions for system functions for system related, right? System. And then after you start printing the values, since we are doing the very first program, so I'd like to show how exactly the program is. So printf, we are always putting the null character, the value as a semicolon for terminating the values. I have already explained well in the theory classes. You can refer that. So it is a lab number of one program. So I'm just putting a lab number of first program, right? Lab number one program, and it is like displaying the name, then address and a location. For an example, location or mobile number, whatever you want to put it, you can put it there. So slash n is just the new line representation, which I can use for changing the new line, right? So it will be well and fine. So I'm just going to show how exactly it is going to represent. So F2 or of F2 or the save is going to save your files on the drive. And if you want to compile, can take Alt F9. So you can see there is a no error and no warning. Warning states that if there is syntactical error, then it is showing the warning, but it is a semantical error, means a grammatical error, or we are forgetting any kind of a colon. For example, you forgot to write the colon like here. So after compile it, you can see Alt F9, one error is there. Why? Because each and every line is terminated by a semicolon. So it can be resolved by this one. So once you see that the error is not coming, right? Control F9, error is not resolved after putting the semicolon. So you can run that with the same way, Alt F9. You can see, okay? So there is some up. So there is some value. So suppose if you want to return, so right now you can take it as a format. You can take it as a format int main, and then you have to return the value as a zero. Return as a value zero. This is a format right now. For this time, this is a format. I'll explain each and everything, and you have read the theory part. I have explained that any function returns its values. So obviously it will have some return values. So I have put it like this. So returning the main value function. So you can save it again. So I have save it again, and again I want to run it. So I will run it, and we will see that there will be no such errors. So no error is coming, and the control F9 is again one error it is showing, just because of that printf is not, this print is not valid over here because of printf statement, because it is a semantic error. Print error is not there, so printf is required. So we can see here the error has been resolved. So I'm showing this error because the errors are a part of a programming system, and you will be very comfortable by seeing the errors. You must not be uncomfortable or feel something uneasy. So it is better to let the errors come and resolve it by just looking at the basic syntax and semantics. Now you can see the output of a basic lab number one. A program can be seen on the screen. So lab number one displaying the name, address, and a location. So after entering it, we have come to this place again. So I am just going to print the name, for an example of myself, and then addresses and accordingly. So I'm going to do the actual program over here. So you can write it. It is the actual program. So first of all, it is saying that you want to print the name. So we can have a printf function. I saw that sometimes people used to forget that a printf, again we can see it here. So printf is there, and again we need to have a printf, and inside that printf you have to put a value name, and my name is, suppose that Ritesh Kumar Ravi. Ritesh Kumar Ravi. As it is not showing from the user input, it has a so tool that just display my name. So I am just displaying my name with this parameter, and if I talk about the addresses, I'll take the address for the time being as printf, and that addresses will be of, suppose uh, my address is on none other than, for an example, it is at VGU. For an example, it is Jaipur. Okay, so Jaipur. So VGU is your college where we are walking, and then eventually we are going to write the location. So it is at the location of Jaipur, India. Its location is at, suppose we are putting. So the inverted comma is the keyword where we are going to put all the things. So I'm just writing Rajasthan only, Rajasthan. So we want all the things to come in a different line. So I am going to do with the slash n for printing it into a different line, slash n. Accordingly, the address would be also coming to the next line. So slashing is there, and we can see the slashing. So we can save this file as a save, and accordingly, if we run this program now, we can see the output of Alt F9. So no error is there because I have put the semicolon after each and every printf statements, and there is no such error is there. So I think it is a basic program that we have seen. So it is the time to run over here. So Alt F9, I have just run it, and eventually I have compiled with the error. So we can see again some printf statement is there. So this error, you don't have to let the errors comes and resolve it. You have to do just let the error comes and resolve it. Suppose I have forget the printf. So you must not think about the errors. You have just think about the knowledge, robust it and do the programs. Let the error comes. It's not a very problematic things. Life is all about the errors and you have to solve it. Likewise, if you are wanting to do a program, it may have the errors, but ensure that both the semantics and the syntax. Syntax means the grammatical, and semantics like type conversion, some values are there. This is the syntax here, right? So we can see in the compilation part itself. So we are going to save it now properly. Always save it because sometimes it is going to be vanished or volatile. So it is better to write Control Fn. So error is now 0. Again, if we run it, Control F9, the error output of the error has been resolved and the output is on the screen where the lab number 1 program displaying the name, addresses and the locations. So name, address and the location is there. I have just forgot to write the location. I can add it also. So you can do it each and every time. So it is like a location or a city or a state you want to write it. You can write Rajasthan. If you want to write and India also, because there are so many colleges on the world. So there may be some college with the name of VGU. So it will be a result like this. So again, if you can run it, you can see the running programs over here. And after Control F9, we can have the output what we have, what we are wanting. If you want to format it, you can format it accordingly. So this is the basic output of what we are expecting from this lab number 1 program where we have displayed the name, address, and the locations for a particular person. So accordingly, hope you got it and enjoyed the programming, and hopefully the errors are not a big problem for you now. Let the errors comes, resolve it, compile it, and finally get the output. So thank you so much, dear learners. Enjoy learning.